Hello everyone. If you've been watching my videos about the Tektronix 533A, which I'm attempting to bring back to its former glory, you may have seen that together with the oscilloscope itself, I found this 4-channel M-type plug-in for the same oscilloscope. This plug-in I have not yet attempted to even power on and insert to the oscilloscope, since it's missing the vacuum tubes. As you can see, I'm working in the coaxial cable repair. I was thinking to replace them, but actually the insulation is not so bad, and the replacement is quite difficult, since they are going below those resistors exactly to the Nuvistor socket. So to reach them, I for sure have to remove those resistors, and well, you know, it's better to avoid it. Here it's clearly a sign that somebody has been already in, so I will try to peel off a bit more and make it a more clean work and see if it's possible to do it. Well, I'm now performing the test of transistors, but I'm trying also to clean a bit. There is an enormous amount of links. I cannot understand which kind of animals, if they are mouse, maybe? Don't know. Very horrible. I am not sure that I have mentioned this label that came with the plugin and says amp 1 and 3 good, 2 and 4 I assume not. So I'm not sure if that was related to the coaxial cable in the back that was broken, or for something else. I have checked all the transistors are fine, so not sure which kind of problem there was, and I'm continuing to find links. Unbelievable, the incredible amount that were on this thing. Okay, so I will give a good cleaning there. I will remove all the knobs and give them a wash, as well as on the front panel. So I've just realized that one knob is broken here, and I will try to find it somewhere in the future. For the moment, I will just remove. Okay, the cleaning is finished. All the knobs are back in place, and it's time to put the tubes. Well, of course, this problem here is fixed, as well as all the others. Okay, so all the knobs are running fine. So it's time to install the new tubes. It's a bit noisy, I know. So, okay, I have already sprayed with contact cleaner, so should be good. This is the 1287. So, okay, this is the last piece to be mounted. Let me take the oscilloscope and put this thing inside it and see if will work. Actually, this will also allow me to check the synchronous signal that came from the horizontal section to synchronize the vertical. So for multi-channel, I mean the multi-channel signal that have not checked yet. If you have seen the series of the oscilloscope repair, well, things are not so going as expected, and I'm able to have 4 trays, but only in the inverted position for the first 3 channel and the normal position. So I'm able to have the 4 traces. Seems that some troubleshooting need to be done on this plugin. Well, I have performed hundreds of measurements on this thing, and I start to think that there is something wrong with the oscilloscope itself. And indeed, I have done this test by shorting the output of the vertical plug-in, shorting the 2 cathode of the output valve. Should have a trace in the center, or at least visible, right? Since it's balanced by the vertical section and amplification of the oscilloscope itself. Well, I'm having this thing actually. I don't have the trace, and this is the reason why I have so much difficult to find the balance in the plug-in, since should be unbalanced to drive it in the center. But if I unbalance the plug-in, then it will not work on the other section. So I think that I have to fix the vertical amplifier of the oscilloscope itself and try to balance it and have a center line with no signal coming from the plug-in, and after that I may have this working, or at least I know that the problem is here. Since I have all 4 channels with the same behavior, I really believe that the problems can be just in the vertical section of the oscilloscope, and here it's just a matter of alignment. Actually, I may have misaligned because of that. So let's give a check on the vertical plug-in, the vertical section, sorry, and see if I can find something that is not correct. My suspects were correct. As soon as I measure the voltage across these 2 balanced input vertical amplifier, the input is exactly 67.4 for both, since it's bridged, right? But the voltage on pin 7 of both valves were different of about 5 volts. Should be 182, 83 as highlighted here. Should be the same. I measure it over there. There should be 182 on both input of the next stage, which is a cathode follower. The voltage here were 5 volts different, and this brings the trace completely out of the screen, and indeed the neon bulb indicating the vertical position was light on. More precisely, was down. What I've done is swap these 2 tubes and inverse the direction, so the air went down and the reverse, and vice versa. So I assume that these 2 tubes are not matched. So since I don't have any in my hand right now for replace that, or more than several, in order to test on the tube tester and find a matching pair, this is what I have done. I have inserted a potentiometer. What I have done, I have lifted these two legs, and the wiper of the potentiometer is connected here, and the arms are connected to pin 1. I have simply applied a balancing potentiometer, but this allows me to have the voltage here exactly the same, and indeed I have the trace perfectly in the center. So I will show you in a minute that. What I want to do is to leave this potentiometer inside the instrument. I will insulate carefully. I left the oscilloscope on its side so I can show you the trace is exactly in the center. Well, just let's see, it's, as you can see, 1 millimeter out from the center of the screen, and I have still the jumper wire connected. So sorry for my reflection. If I remove the jumper wire, as you can see, the trace has moved down. This is what I was looking for, because this allowed me to properly adjust the vertical position range of the vertical plug-in. And indeed, if I adjust the trimmer, now in the calibration procedures required to adjust on the line by removing and applying the jumper wire in order to have the same position with all the channels switched off as they are right now. Basically, this should adjust the output of plug-in, which is shared from all the inputs. After that, we can adjust all the DC balancing and position in order to have a perfectly aligned unit. There is the very first input stage on the vertical section of the oscilloscope that is not well balanced. There is also the output stage of the plug-in that is not well balanced. And this is the cause that when I switch from normal to inverted, it's completely out. Well, I definitely found the culprit. I am now able to have 4 traces, and as you can see, it's now up and running. Still not perfect. Channel 1 need new nuvistor, but look at that, it's running. And moreover, I can move from normal to inverted, and I just need to channel 1 is the worst one, since it has the front end tube weak, has a weird output, so it's not giving the right biasing. But the other channels, they just barely move, so it's easy to found them on. This is perfect. So of course I still need to, as you can see, this has a small movement. I still need to calibrate the unit, but at least now I can have the 4 traces. The 3 inputs are reading the same height, so the gain is the same. Well, I think that we are very, very close now. So let's go ahead with the calibration and see the final result.